Introducing first, he is one half of the Rad Boys, accompanied by the other half of the Rad Boys, Bangin' Jake Wiley. He is all that. Braden, Elliott.
This is the man that encompasses everything that pro wrestlers should be. He's got all the goods and the belt to prove it.
And he is accompanied by the Sideshow Psycho, Malachi Gage. He is the reigning and defending Imagine Live heavyweight champion. He is a lowlife, James Ross.
He has zero standards and all attitude. You talk about long reigning champions, the Imagine Live champion, James Ross, is at the top of the list.
Yeah, I believe we're coming up on him becoming the longest reigning Imagine Live heavyweight champion in our history. Showing off that. Yep, giving us a good shot.
Interesting dynamic here with the watch.
Look at that championship. Look at that heavyweight championship.
Hear James Ross run his mouth there. It's almost like the Freebirds, Mike Zeke. You never know which two of the three or which members of the watch you're going to get. All dangerous, all capable.
I was going to say this is an interesting dynamic here because I've yet to see the Lowlife and Malachi Gage team in a 2-on-2 contest. I've seen them obviously in a 6-man and in an 8-man, but I've not seen them team up. You know, so it'll be interesting to see them representing, obviously, the watch. And see if they can defeat the Rad Boys.
I bet you they got something up their sleeve. These guys are very, very sinister.
Very much so. Nice collar and elbow tie up there.
Beautiful lockup.
Braden Elliott seems to be in peak physical condition as always. Nice to see him back in the ring and getting back into the swing of things after his ankle injury that he had a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's good to see after that injury he didn't miss a workout. He's coming in jacked and chiseled, ready to go. Look at that tan.
Yeah, he's basically living at the gym is what he told me, so clearly it shows there.
Yeah, then James Ross took a photo negative of him. He's so white. Another collar and elbow.
All right, so you can get the better of this here. Into the Rad Boys corner here. Up.
Oh, standing switch.
1, 2.
Oh. Yes, he can.
He's going to make that pasty white chest break out.
Did he just say he slapped him harder than he slapped? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's a first. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Argument. Yeah.
Mine was friendly. His was aggressive. It's a friendly competition.
Hilarious that he's talking about being friendly, and he's a lowlife.
This is a sporting event.
I know James Ross might disagree, but I'd say John Williams is probably the most impartial referee in Imagine Wrestling. He will call it right down the middle. We've seen some questionable things in the past from this guy. Nowadays, solid referee from John Williams.
Nice clean break. Malachi maybe giving some words of encouragement to James Ross here.
As usual, keep your eyes on Malachi Gage. Keep your eyes on Jake Wiley during this contest. Jake Wiley offering strategy and support. Malachi Gage, probably a little bit different strategy and different level of support. Maybe something a little more closer to being against the rules. We'll find out, though.
There we go.
Little side headlock takeover there.
Oh, hey, Hair Pulling Wednesdays here at Chapter 198 of Imagine Live.
It's been a few consecutive weeks of Hair Pull Wednesdays here, Mike Zeke. It's always my pleasure to share these with you. Oh, wrestling right back down on the mat in that side headlock.
Yep. Pleasure was all mine calling the match and the action with you on a weekly basis. See if Braden Elliott can maneuver out of this. There we go. And a little nip up out of that. Right back to the headlock. Calls himself the headlock heartthrob. I've heard him call himself that and been referred to that a few times.
He's got that headlock mastered. He finds ways into that thing that you wouldn't think were coming. Even I had a little trouble with that thing.
Well, James Ross telling him he's all that.
It's kind of symbolic there, James Ross yelling over top of me, because he's a guy. He's a guy who will take
pull his hair again just to pull him down. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all fine. A low life will do what he needs to get where he needs to be. That little hair pull to get his man down to the mat. He's that much closer to winning, Mike Zeke.
Yeah, he's pleading his case with the referee. He told me it was head control.
Oh, it was just head control.
Oh.
You'd have trouble getting that same head control on ref John Williams.
Yeah. Missing the whole top part of that.
Yeah, him and he has like the inverted version of James Ross's haircut there.
Oh, nice duck under. Big crossbody.
Beautiful textbook crossbody block right back to that headlock, Mike Zeke.
Yeah, I imagine he wants to get a little bit of a momentum going into this weekend. Obviously, you know, being the champions, even heading into this Saturday. But a win, certainly here tonight, and becoming, I believe he would be a two-time Imagine Live champion.
Braden Elliott
tonight
would love to stack them belts up and dethrone this kid. I mean, I don't think there's a guy on the roster outside of his buddy there outside the ring and the other watch members that agree with this kid at all. I mean, he's just a pain in the ass. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, I feel like since the inception of the Rad Boys, it's always been the Rad Boys in the watch. And now we're seeing a new potential rendition of the watch, in a sense. Two other members trying to, you know, go for the tag team titles. Obviously... Ooh.
Crossbody block.
Just muscled him. What a fall-away slam from Braden Elliott.
Shades of Scott Hall there with the fall-away slam.
Yeah, I'm not trying to discredit James Ross either. He was in a tag team with his father. So it's clearly no stranger to tag team wrestling.
No, every time I say how capable James Ross is, I always say how big of a jerk he is immediately afterwards.
Oh, he kicked his legs. Oh, he just caught the top rope. Oh!
Beautiful.
Using his environment to his advantage.
Whether you disagree with it or not, Mike Zeke, dragon screw leg whip through the ropes. Very, very well executed. Questionable tactics, though.
He could have hyperextended Braden Elliott's knee.
Oh,
and he's working on the same leg that Braden had injured a couple of weeks ago. I know he's back. I don't know the percentage that he's at, but clearly he's in there. He's wrestling. He hasn't been in a brace, so, you know, but, you know, clearly it's still it's a fresh injury still, you know. He's still not completely out from where he's at.
Those ankles take forever to heal.
How's your ankle?
As much as I've hurt my feet in the past, I can tell you these ankles, they sometimes never heal up. That's a very, very tight, short, spinning toe hold he has on him right there.
Yeah, the pressure points that's putting on his ankle right now. I mean, big shots from Braden.
Yeah.
You can hear those kicks coming in. Braden Elliott making sure he got out of that toe hold. He's in a ton of pain.
Oh, big knee strike.
High knee.
Going right back to that injured ankle. Oh, my goodness. Oh, just relentless with the offense on his ankle.
That hyperextension right there, very, very similar. I've seen his father use that same move. Neighbor John Ross, I've seen him use that same tactic.
I mean, you had a similar injury last year, Jimmy. I believe you broke your heel. Is that what happened?
Yeah. I detached my Achilles tendon. Sometimes you feel like some things never get back to normal. Ankles are one of them things, man. You never wonder if that thing will ever be 100% for Braden Elliott. Oh, inside shot. Those are legal strikes.
Yeah, James Ross just toying with him at this point. Sure, clearly you don't want to let your opponent know how healthy or unhealthy you are, but, I mean, I don't like what I'm seeing here, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, even to an uninjured man, them stomps to the quadricep are not fun. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Drilling that, turning that foot sideways and drilling it down there.
He's just working his way from the bottom now up to the knees. Working on the ankle, tried to hyperextend the knee with the ropes. I mean, he's taking every shortcut. Every turn.
Well,
he's a lowlight for a reason.
How does Braden Elliott usually finish his man off is with a top rope elbow. And I can tell you, a little tougher to climb. It's going to take that extra second to climb up there at that hurt foot.
As a high flyer, you would know.
So, is he picking an already wounded?
Oh, my God, look at the target, his foot.
He's turning his foot backwards.
Your foot's not supposed to turn that way. Come on, John.
You're in the room. Get in the ring.
Referee John Williams all over him for that, as he should be.
Yeah, if he does that again, you should probably disqualify him. I'm not going to tell him what to do, but when I was a referee, I would have disqualified him for that.
I want to compliment the composure of Jake Wiley for not coming in and doing something about that.
Yeah, staying surprisingly calm, cool, and collected on the apron there. But, you know, there's a lot at stake here for a Braden Elliott win here tonight.
I find this... Oh, Braden Elliott's got a little something going here. This could be that renewal by window of opportunity.
Here we go. Can you get him up? Edge-o-matic. James Ross right back into this contest.
Like referee John Williams might be losing his voice here from having to scream at James Ross. That foot torque was disgusting.
Yeah,
he had his foot backwards, Mike Zeke.
Speaking of disgusting, this heat. It's very disgusting.
A little warm in here.
Yeah. If you want to keep your AC in, you're looking for high-quality windows or patio door home investment options within your budget, contact Jordan Trees of Renewal by Anderson at 814-330-9870. Call DC Bentley and get new windows.
I'm calling. It's too hot in here. Braden Elliott here in a world of trouble.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God, your leg is not supposed to bend that way, Jimmy.
There's a heel hook.
Yeah, man, that's
turning it, rolling him over on it.
Disgusting.
Full body weight on that ankle. Oh, look at them hits.
Oh my
Look at them
God.
hits.
Chop City.
This thing's getting a little out of
Yeah,
hand here.
Braden's doing anything he can to get some separation. You gotta watch Malachi Gage though.
James Ross just doesn't do things that are wrong in the rules of wrestling. They're morally wrong. You just shouldn't try to. Oh my God! And there's another shot. Chop block turns that foot sideways. He's looking to injure this man heading into this Saturday, Mike Z.
Shades of the dirtiest player in the game himself. Just again trying to get that separation between himself. Oh, using that injured foot. I mean, why not?
He's able to get up to a vertical base. Back elbow. Braden Elliott having trouble taking steps there.
Going into his toolbox looking for anything he can use to try to get the upper hand on James Ross here. Oh my God!
Hooking clothesline.
But I don't know if you saw that from my angle. He was able to hit James Ross in the face.
Both men down here.
I believe he was going for a clothesline, but I know he's just his ankle. He's having a hard time. He caught James Ross unexpectedly right in the face, and Braden's up.
James Ross kind of slow to his feet here.
Pop right up there, man. I'm so used to seeing him do that. Right back on the offense.
Inside knees. Oh, kick to the face by Braden Elliott.
Oh! Try it again. That's the third time.
That ankle definitely a factor here.
Yeah, it is. Big suplex from James Ross.
You know, that suplex targets the back, but what's making the furthest journey on the rainbow of that suplex is that foot.
Yeah, man.
Coming all the way around.
Driving it right into the
right into the mat. What a war we have on our hands here. Oh, punch to the sternum. Have another.
It's like a heart punch.
Braden Elliott really bringing the strikes tonight. Shades of Jake Wiley there with the bionic elbow.
There's the clothesline.
There's that angry man's clothesline. Braden Elliott throws that thing with a little extra stank.
Just trying. Can he get him this time? The fourth time? Can he hold him? Just James Ross at the last second again, just coming out. There it is! Slingshot spear!
And he got
out
all
of
of it.
nowhere.
He got all of it, Mike Zeke. If he could find his man, he could cover him right here.
Couldn't get into the cover. I know he's in a lot of pain. I could see it on his face.
Beautiful move of desperation. I can't imagine what a fall to the floor would have done to that ankle.
He's got to put him away here. He's got to put him away here now.
Oh, he's tuning up the band,
Yeah,
Mike
he
Zeke.
is. Going for a super kick here. Oh no!
Heel hook.
What does he do? That's a reverse heel hook he's got on him now. That looks like a reverse figure four.
Is that a calf crusher figure four?
Yeah.
Almost like an Indian death lock. Braden Elliott is all tied up.
I'm going to name that the low life lock.
The low life lock.
Triple L. Big shot!
More of those stiff shots.
Braden just trying again to do anything. Scratching and just crawling, trying to get some separation from the low life James Ross, who's back to his feet again.
So you can see Cato in the chat saying instant classic right here. He's not wrong. Sharpshooter.
And as we're saying that fast, can he hold him? He's got him in a sharpshooter.
That's deep.
I've seen him put people away with this, Jimmy.
He's clutching his own ankle.
Oh, come on! We got a DQ. Malachi Gage getting involved again.
Well, there goes that instant classic.
Another matchup here on a Wednesday, thwarted by a DQ.
I think we got a front face lock choke there on Jake Wiley. Malachi Gage snatching a face lock and choking Jake Wiley.
Oh! Maybe a preview of what Tito Orch is in store for coming up on the 15th against the Low Life. What are they doing here? Oh my God!
That's some of that tandem offense that we were worried about, Mike Zeke. That was a murder ride edge-o-matic, and they're going to make their own cover.
This is ridiculous.
Ring the bell. Ring it.
No one's going to ring the bell.
For the love of God.
something we could see this Saturday. And that's the Low Life James Ross and Malachi Gage becoming the Imagine Tag Team Champions.
I hope not.